Hey everybody, it's Stork from Stork Plays Games, and today we are going to learn how to play Pizzeria Boss. It is from Falling Star Entertainment. It was a Kickstarter, and I've had a lot of requests to do a how-to on this. So let's go ahead and instead of taking a look at what's in the box, go ahead and watch my unboxing video if you want to know that. We're going to jump right into setup. So the first thing we do is take the Boss deck, which is this one that says Pizzeria Boss, and we are going to deal 5 cards to each player. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do a 2-player setup for this video. 5. The next thing we're going to do is deal 1 card from the orders deck. That would be the green one that says orders to each player. So 1, 1. Then we're going to take the orders deck and we're going to put out 3. And those will be out for everybody to see in the center of the table. Your setup would want to look something like this, which is on the back side of the rules. This is a little bit confusing because it basically just shows the setup for 1 player and then the table. So for the purpose of this, we're going to have the 2 players here, and we'll keep the cards face up so you can see, even though they would be concealed. This one would be face up. Your orders are face up so you can see those. These would normally be face down, but we're going to put them face up, again, for the purposes of the video. This person's order would be face up, and then their hand for the purpose of the video. So scoot these up a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. So now we are set up and we're ready to get going. The first thing you're going to do on your turn is take a look at your cards and the order that you're trying to complete. So this order that I'm trying to complete needs these toppings. I don't have these toppings in my hand, but I can play them to that. You can play as many cards as you like during your turn. So I could take these 2 toppings, which is getting me closer, and put them on that order just like that. If any of these help me this turn, I can play them as well. This one is you're fired. Pick a staff card from any player and remove it. So if someone had a staff card on them, I could fire their staff and hurt that player. This one is the health inspector. Pick a player. That player must discard 2 cards from his or her hand. So this would be something mean to do basically to that player to start. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to health inspector that person. Now this person would have to discard cards. They're looking at their order that they need to fulfill, and these 2 toppings aren't on that anyways, so they're going to go ahead and discard these. And they would just go into the discard pile. So this player is going to start their turn with less cards. I can't do anything else on my turn, so that would draw back up to 5 from the boss deck. So 3, 4, and 5. When you draw back up, that ends my turn. I can already see in advance that I don't have the topping I need, but that's okay. I did get a canceled order. Pick a player. That player must remove 1 order of your choice from their line or oven. So this is considered our line of orders that we're trying to complete, and we'll have 1 order in the oven. So I'm going to set these back down and flip them over to show that that turn is completed. So let's move over to the other player. Unfortunately, they don't have anything that they cannot complete their order. So we're going to slide this one under like that. Prepaid order. Pick an order. That order is protected from being canceled. What I can do is go ahead and play this down on this order. So now the other player will not be able to cancel my order at all from my line or in my oven. This player needs to draw back up to end their turn. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, we don't have the toppings that we need for next turn, so we're going to go ahead and end this turn. So let's start the next turn. So this would be my beginning of my turn. Now, I don't, again, have the ingredients that I need to fulfill this order. I cannot play the canceled order because that order is a prepaid order and protected. I can't play the You're Fired card because there's nobody over here to fire. So, although it does not say it in the rules, I did talk to the publishers, and as an action, you can discard your hand and draw 5 new cards. So that's what we're going to have to do. As always, drawing up to the cards ends my turn. Yet again, I still don't have what I need, but what I did get this turn, which I'll be able to play next turn, is the Boss. Take an additional turn, then discard this card. So I might be able to get it next time. So this turn it ends for this player, and we move back over to this player. We do have 1 mushroom, so we'll slide that into there. We can play the Health Inspector on this player. And I'm going to get rid of the onions that I do not need. And that would end this player's turn after they draw back up to 5. Still don't have the ingredients I need for this one. I do have the ingredients that this person has the ingredients that they need, but that's not going to help us out much. We're going to move back over here and start with this one. So we're going to play Prepaid Order to stop that. And then we're going to play the Boss, which is Staff. And it says Staff right there. This player over here can now play this card, You're Fired, and stop me before I get to take that extra turn. So that has basically been canceled. I can still play the Health Inspector, make them discard. They're gonna get rid of these 2. And now draw back up to 5. Still did not get what I need, but I am continuing with the turns because I wanted to get to something here to show you, because we have not, whoops, sorry about that, kick the camera. We have not been able to talk about these yet. So I want to make sure that we can tell you what those are for. So I cannot complete this. I'm going to go ahead and discard my hand as my action. And draw 5 new ones, ending this player's turn. Luckily, I finally got the ingredients I need to put this in the oven next turn. So this player still doesn't have the ingredients that I need, but I do have a manager. The manager is Staff. Add 1 open order to your line. So I can put this over here. We'll set it here for the sake of the camera. But basically in my play area, this would be my Staff. And now I can draw 1 of these cards and add a 2nd order to my line. Looking at my ingredients, I would like to draw this one. Even though it's only worth $3, I can put that in right now. So this would go down, put it here. I can play these 2 ingredients, which are what I need, and then this one moves off of my line and into my oven. On the rules or on the playboard, it kind of shows you your setup again. So your oven would just be kind of down and to the side. So we'll just set the oven right there, sideways. Another few things to note. Orders can still be canceled out of your oven unless it is a prepaid order. So right now, that is my oven. This is open. I still have an extra line though. So I can add I will be able to add another one into my line. The other thing that I want to point out is manager stack. So if I were to add next turn this manager and this manager, I could have 4 open orders. These do not refill until they're all gone. So unfortunately, I'd grab the 2. They don't refill until they're all gone. At the end of, I'm going to skip ahead because this person isn't, we're just going to skip ahead and kind of show you how it ends. So at the beginning of my next turn, this comes out of the oven. These get discarded, and then this goes into my completed order pile. We'll set it up here for say. And I have $3. We are trying to get to $12, and that would trigger the end of the game. So once somebody gets to $12, we would trigger the end. For the extra managers, these could go down. Then these would flip back out. I can have 4, so I could grab another one of these. And then that would not replenish until all 3 are gone again. So after someone has got $12 in orders completed, so you just add these up, that triggers the end of the game. If this player got $12, this player would get to take one more turn. It is not equal turn order, it doesn't matter. Whoever triggered the end, everyone else gets one more turn. One thing to keep in mind is that the points are not secret. It is common knowledge. So if I've completed these orders, I do need to let my opponents know how many I've completed. You can do that just by stacking them like this is probably the easiest way. And now I'm going to cover some questions that were asked on the Kickstarter page that I'm pretty sure I know the answers to. So first question is, when an order is canceled, does the order card get put into the discard pile with the rest of the discarded cards, or is it removed from the game completely? So to answer that question, the canceled order has you discard your order from wherever. So if this was played, and I didn't have that, and this was played, these would all get discarded. The order would get discarded as well. It doesn't matter where, if it's removed from the game or discarded in the discard pile, because another trigger for the end of the game is if you can't refill the orders completely. So if I only had 2 cards left in my deck, which I would have to have canceled a lot of orders, but let's say I have 2 cards left in my deck and I go to replenish and I cannot replenish, the game would end. So that would trigger the end of the game as well. So the next question is, when a manager card is played, does this person get to instantly draw another order from the open orders, or do they wait till their next turn? Or do they wait until a completed order comes out of the oven? So as soon as the manager card is played, it says add 1 order to your open line. So to me, that means I get to add 1 to my open line, so I would get to add a second one as soon as I play that. The one in my oven doesn't matter because it's not in my line, so it doesn't matter what's in my oven. However, if I have 1 manager and 2 orders and I put 1 in my oven, I don't get to draw again because I don't draw until my next turn to replenish that. Same if my order gets canceled. I wouldn't draw until my next turn to replenish that. And the last question on here is, if you don't have an open order at the start of your turn, do you draw 1 from the open orders, or do you get them from the reshuffled draw pile? So there is no reshuffled draw pile because the draw pile exhausts. So if I don't have an order, I would just draw an order from one of these 3, and again, they don't refill until all 3 of them are gone. And that is Pizzeria Boss from Falling Star Entertainment. So I hope you enjoyed this how-to video. As always, please click like, comment below, especially if you have any more questions that I can hopefully answer for you. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Stork Plays Games, and if you're in the Indianapolis area, come play a game with me. If you have any other questions or want to follow what Falling Star Entertainment is up to, I will put their card right here. That focuses. Looks like they have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.